Oh, baby. Nuggets basketball tomorrow.
Huh?
I know. Nuggets. Well, Nuggets. Nuggets basketball.
There's a couple Nuggets.
There are a couple Nuggets. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Great show for you guys. The Nuggets keep giving us stuff to talk about.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Well, they're giving us a lot.
We have a year-long show. We shouldn't be so surprised there's actually something happening.
This is the first time I've ever felt like they've given us 10 straight days of content, though.
That is true. That is true. In this case, it's been one story that lingering.
Just lingering. We're going to talk about Jokic.
Nice.
Not signing, not signing his extension. What it means. Will he put pressure on the org? We're going to talk about the NBA Cup. I guess that one's kind of funny. But the NBA Cup group stage is out, so we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about expectations for Summer League, and later on, we're going to snake draft what we would do with an extra $80 million.
I had 10 minutes.
Not my first.
Not your first $80 million, but I'm saying like if you got an extra $80 million.
Yeah, like a discretionary 80.
Discretionary $80 million.
Not a lot of prep time, and to be honest, I've never really had a lot of money to work with. So
I can't wait till you pick something that's like $300,000.
It's most of the things on my list.
I dream find small. I dream small. How big your eyes really are.
Yeah,
I'd get new
200
shoes.
cupcakes.
but make them really tasty.
All right, we got Brendan Vogt in the house.
What's up, gang? How's it going? Very hot in Denver. I know it's annoying to complain about the weather. It's been very nice looking out. I keep looking out the window going, I want to be outside. And then I go outside. I change my mind really quickly.
It's perfect a couple hours of the day, though.
Yeah, it is.
There's a couple of those hours, man. You get it. You get that midday, that late night scooter ride.
Yeah, but right now, thank God we have the Toyota Lounge to hide out in.
Let's just because you're complaining, I'm checking Vegas this weekend. Actually, not that bad. 110, 109, 109, 109, 109.
Should be a breeze.
Not that bad.
For Vegas, that's like,
dude.
It's a cold front.
Come on, bro.
The best part about Vegas, I remember once leaving it was my first time there, I think, with you guys. I was leaving the arena and it was nighttime. So I thought, surely it'll be nicer out. Unchanged. The same level of heat just hits you as you open the door.
It somehow hurts like that. Back from hospice, it's D-Line.
I know, dude. I beat the allegations. Listen, Kristaps Porzingis can't come back from a viral infection on time, and I can do it, but I can do it sort of. It took me a while, and again, my brand took a serious hit. My brand, for those who haven't personally worked for me, is waiting for my friends to be hit by any kind of illness and then laughing at them for how weak they are.
He does this a lot.
And I succumbed to my own.
This cold has really taken you out.
Bro, I'm not proud of myself.
Especially, it's also July. It's 100 degrees.
How'd you get a cold, bro?
How'd you get a cold, man?
That draft in Serbia.
I'm weak.
Oh, did you get? Was it
Promaya, dude?
Oh no.
Christina said that actually I didn't get sick from Promaya, but I got sick because I've made fun of Promaya.
Yeah, I love it. The Promaya gods got you back. Yes. We got a great show for you guys today. We got a lot to get to, so let's dive right into our top topic, which is, of course, the news. Nikola Jokic not signing his extension this summer. The window opened for that on Monday. Nuggets met with him, as Josh Kroenke told us they would. That they would present. I mean, he kind of set the table for this in some ways.
He completely did.
I mean, because he said, like, I'm not sure he's going to sign it, blah, blah, blah. We'll present him the options. As a quick rundown, Jokic can sign an extension right now that would extend him out 3 more years from what he already is under contract for. If he waits until next year, not only can he sign for more money, but also can add on extra time there. So it's not wholly surprising that he didn't sign. There are other reasons, but first of all, are you surprised at all?
No, I'm not surprised even a little bit. Like, why? It would actually be very foolish for him to sign right now. I mean, like, kind of. All things considered. I mean, it would make us feel better, but
yeah,
there's no earthly reason. There's no earthly reason for him to sign it. And frankly, Josh Kroenke made it very clear when he said what you're saying. He basically said, like, we're going to present it to him, but he basically said we don't expect him to sign it because why would you? I mean, like, I don't. To me, this is like truly a non-story, but because the word Jokic is included. It's a big story.
I don't think it's a non-story, but I do agree with you that it's not a surprise. It makes sense, and there's not reason for concern. But it's not a non-story in my opinion. But before we get to why, what was your reaction?
Same thing, but I would add that I think at least the optics around their offseason right now are very encouraging, right?
Yeah.
So if we were hearing more horror stories and turmoil and the front office did nothing, I think then it becomes maybe a different conversation, because you would just have to then you're at least in the back of your mind worried about, well, is this just, when you say flexibility for his future, is it about the $80 million or is it about being here? I will say I have no impression that he's itching to leave. I think they have acted the way they needed to this offseason to encourage him to stay. And I think this choice is about $80 million as much as anything.
The Nuggets have top 5 odds at this moment to win the NBA championship on our partner, Bet365. So I think when people say, like, are you doing enough? If you are a top 5 team and title odds are it's like you're in the mix. Those are the teams that are in the mix. If you're outside of that, then you could say, like, hey man, you're an outside punching up. I don't think that's the case. I think most people, I'm so excited for this year, by the way.
Completely.
I was so over, the firing and everything gave me a shot of life going into the playoffs and everything. But even getting through the finals, once the Nuggets were out, it was kind of like, I'm fine taking a little break.
Yep.
I'm fine. I think a lot of people felt that way. I can't believe on July 9th, I cannot wait for the season to start.
Bro, that's how it's supposed to be.
It's almost never like this. I mean, I get excited in August, mid-August or something, but usually it's like fine to have summer. But right now, I'm so pumped for this team.
You got to catch.
I think they're going to be great.
You got to catch the summer league bug like me.
Summer league's like its own thing, though. It doesn't get me excited for the season. It gets me excited for summer league.
For me, it's all the same thing. I love basketball.
Yeah, you do.
I really love it. Like it's not something I grew up with. I mean, like I hate that I have to make this like declarative statement, but I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily have that in them. They I think the idea of following Jokic, and I think they like winning. But
love basketball? No, it's my core love.
No, I mean not you. I'm just saying like people that complain about this, that, or the other. Like the season should be shorter. We're always talking about this. Like I love it's so. Well executed, beautiful basketball is so interesting to me. I love watching human beings be so dynamic, powerful, and precise. There's just so many things that are remarkable to me when you watch basketball, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited to watch De'Ron Holmes play. I'm really excited that Hunter Tyson is playing again. Like
you're talking summer league now. I'm talking about the season.
I know, but I'm just saying like. This is all a prelude. Like my appetite is wet, and it leads me into these new additions, like everything.
So that's what I'm trying to get at here is that I think that the Nuggets, if they would have just run it back this year, added a Luke Kennard, Yoke doesn't sign the extension, I think we'd all be like, I don't know, man. Like I could see him not being happy or this or that, but the Nuggets are giving Jokic, in my opinion, a fair chance to win an NBA title this year. I think the Nuggets it's like a no excuse year. I'm not saying they have to win it because it's hard to win a title. But it's a no excuse year where you're like, yes, they're good enough to. Let's see if they can do it now. And that's what you need. But here's why I think that this is not a nothing burger. It is kind of interesting that the Nuggets fired their coach, their GM, made a bunch of moves in the offseason where he could sign an extension. And I'm not saying it's because of that. I think they want to win, and they're just trying to win. But I do wonder if there will be an extra pressure on the organization now going into, because it's not a story this year, but it would be a story next year. If he didn't sign it, that would be a story.
Yes.
And I wonder if the team kind of feels this thing of like, we just set the standard for what offseason should be. Not that they have to make this many moves, but going into the season every year, we should look at ourselves and say, yes, we could and should win it this year. And now you go into a next summer, and I just wonder if Yoke looks around and is like, yeah, let's see what you guys do. A little pressure. Or even if he doesn't say that, if they just feel that they feel it.
I think they did, not him threatening to leave, just what they've articulated as the responsibility to get this back on track with Jokic in his prime as a part of this organization. And I one way or another, I do think a strong desire of Josh Kroenke's was to resolve this and was to bring stability. Now, whatever that means in terms of what he has to answer to his dad,
The owner.
Thank you. Whatever quotes we may hear and not like, I do think that's a desire of his. And I think that they understood It was good to see that they hadn't completely fallen apart with how they responded in the playoffs, but it wasn't good enough. And they said that, and then their actions backed it up in the offseason. This is a good basketball situation that Jokic is in. It's not perfect, still not playing with an all-star, but it's a good basketball situation. And I think for now, this is a non-story. If it becomes one, obviously we'll address it.
Do you think he should lean on the Nuggets, though, a little bit? Because maybe he's at the point of the career where it's like, hey, just know. I mean, it's not like he's threatening to leave or anything, but it is like, yeah, you guys need to keep this going.
To me, it's whether he's leaned on it implicitly or not. The Nuggets have responded. They're showing great urgency. It's not like the Nuggets are, and I mean, listen, like it didn't go our way last year, but the Nuggets actually had enough to win the title last year. I think I firmly believe that. Like with injury luck, it knocked them off course, but it wasn't like the Nuggets. Like I see a lot of people acting like the Nuggets were almost acting with malpractice last year. Like they just gave Jokic a criminally underpowered roster to work with. I don't believe that's true, but clearly from the standpoint of the Cronkies, like they wanted to implement a new plan moving forward, that one that employs urgency, one that employs like the feeling of all of these vets that want to come in and they themselves are bringing a lot of pressure to win a championship, not just for Jokic, but for themselves and for the organization. I mean, like the Cronkies have acted exactly how you want an organization to act when you have a generational player like Nikola Jokic. So I don't think he's like, I just think there's always that idea. It's like, and the best part is that Jokic doesn't have to say a word and people do it. Like, it's not like LeBron James or Giannis like publicly saying like, get me a star. You bring Dame Lillard and now they're absolutely in shambles.
Yeah, pressure it's a double-edged sword. And as Vlatko told us, it just to this point even still is not who Jokic is. That Vlatko, it's one thing for us to say that, but when Vlatko put it in so many words for us in that interview, he really does just want to be a player.
Yeah.
And I think that has been conducive to a stability that yielded a title and was very important. I think that I'm just glad that they felt that pressure before he had to apply it, because sometimes that can lead to, I think, some of what Eric was talking about, which is not even panic situations. I think a lot of people would applaud what the Bucks front office has done in terms of trying every time Giannis is at risk of leaving. But it certainly has left them in an ugly spot now. So there's a balance.
We've seen this with players. I mean, how many times have players said, like, I just want to do this for him? You know, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, even Jamal Murray, they've all had this line about it. And I think the Nuggets probably feel the same way. And that's true power. You know, I think it's like the ability to tell people you must do this or else I'll do this. That's what I think most people think of as power. But the like, just my existence makes you want to do the thing to be right by me. And that's the magnetism of Nikola Jokic. So I will say this, though. I do think it puts pressure on the Nuggets organization.
For sure.
And I agree with you, though, that I don't think they needed it. But it is nice to know, hey, man, this year is about just show that you are still in this fully and wholly. And if that happens, I fully expect Jokic to sign his contract next summer. And what's cool about that is, I put this on the timeline yesterday, there was a moment we all wondered if he would retire at 32, 33. If he signs an extension next summer, he'll play till 36 at a minimum. And it would be 16 years, which is longer than Larry Bird, longer than Allen Iverson, Dwayne Wade.
I wonder if there's a version of Jokic in this league 40 years ago that might have followed that path. It's just too much money. It's just too, I'm not. And that's not even about his character. It's just,
you're not turning down 20 million. You're turning down 400 million.
There's no level of inconvenience this career could become to you where you go, well, I don't know if I need that next record-breaking contract.
Right.
You probably want it.
I don't even know if it's just that, though, man. I think there was a time when Jokic maybe thought maybe even he would retire early. Like, I like, don't love. I think Jokic, has kind of found his calling in life. And I know that sounds ironic because he's the greatest basketball player of a generation. But I do think that as he's gone on to this, it's like I just think he sees himself playing longer than we worried maybe 7-8 years ago. And that's what's cool, because if he signs a contract, he will be locked up as a Denver Nugget till he's 36 years old. Mm-hmm. Anything after that is more than gravy.
I agree. Completely agree.
I mean, it's beautiful. And I mean, Jokic has made no bones about anytime he's been asked in the past, like, he wants to be the Denver version of Tim Duncan.
18 years, by the way.
He just wants, like, that to me means something to him. And you know that when it comes to basketball ethics and principles, like, there's no one stronger in their belief system than Nikola Jokic. So to me, you hear that, you're like, okay, well,
Let's do it.
let's do it, baby. And the Nuggets are responding in kind. Like they're stepping up. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to get to the NBA Cup because why not?
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, we like basketball in this show. Let's prove it. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Basketball. This particular basketball you may feel was forced upon you. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about Mando. I'm not forcing it upon you. I'm gently suggesting that you check out Mando, a men's deodorant brand that's hyper-focused on keeping every aspect of a man's body smelling fresh and clean. I'm not going to list all those aspects now. I've been getting some texts from friends and family. They don't love that part. You get it, though. It's full body odor. It's not just armpit odor. Their scents are geared towards men with options like bourbon leather, clover woods.
But what about the Grundle? Is the Grundle included?
Grundle is included. Since you asked, I can confirm. Mount Fuji. And they have a great starter pack if you're looking to check this out. It's perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 20% off statewide with our exclusive code. That's code DNVR. Use DNVR at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. This next read is all about Cake Mortgage, and I don't have any mortgages. I've never.
You're mortgageless?
You're mortgageless?
I don't.
You should look into it, and I know someone that can help you with
you
it.
explain
Cake
it?
Mortgage, 1-888-EAT-CAKE or CakeHome.com. Not only are they Jokic fans, they have solved one of the biggest problems that people run into when they're trying to buy a house. You want to get qualified. First of all, more people qualify than you think. I hear this one all the time, and then people find out, and they're like, oh, it was, or I had to do the one small thing, and then I got qualified to buy a house. But one of the number one problems people run into when they're trying to get qualified for a house is they're self-employed.
Yep.
Or they're not on a W-2 in some capacity. They're just hired as a contractor or whatever. Man, it can be hard. Regulations, everything else. I used to do real estate. Half the clients would run into some kind of issue here. Well, Cake Mortgage saw the market and said, let's find a solution for it. And they came up with a great product that will help you. I'm telling you, if you've run and gotten denied because of this, but you do qualify for a home loan, you just run into it because you're self-employed. Maybe you try to show a loss because you don't want to pay extra in taxes, whatever it is. Cake Mortgage will help you to get, they streamline this process because this is what they specialize in. So if you've applied for a home before, or if you haven't because you just thought you wouldn't qualify, check out our friends at Cake Mortgage. It's a piece of cake.
Dude, yeah. And like, don't be penalized because you have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, you should be rewarded for
You
having
should be rewarded.
entrepreneurs here.
Head to the link.
Very real. My brother is talking to these guys right now.
Oh,
because
really?
he owns his own business. Yeah.
Oh, a little Sorbo.
Okay.
Head to the link in the description to get started. Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply.
Alrighty, we are back here now on the DNVR Nuggets show. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you stay subscribed. Tomorrow we have a post-game show. Pre-game, watch-along, and post-game show.
I checked us in, by the way.
Did you? Heck yeah, dude. On our flight?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's just...
Those guys are headed to the desert. I'm going to stick around with HW.
You're going to head to the dessert.
The dessert, and I'm going to hang out and do some watch-alongs and pre- and post-game shows. I'm very excited for it.
Bro.
Once again, I'm ready to talk myself into a Nuggets summer league
Oh
team.
my God, dude. I can't wait.
Before they go
absolutely can't
2
wait.
and 3.
And we're going to put out a grade card like we always do. And people are going to be mad at us for
Let's
some
go.
player you've never heard of.
Well, let's talk... Yeah, I mean... So
We'll never forget the heat around Adonis Arms getting a blue.
Let's talk actually some expectations for Summer League here before we get into NBA Cup. We've been around the team a little bit. It is a bit of a unique team. I talked about this on the show yesterday, but I think they're an older, more mature team, and I think they are probably low on star talent, but they're really high on middle talent. I don't know what that makes for Summer League, but there's a lot of guys.
Dude, Summer League depth. That's what I'm all
Summer
about.
League depth, man. And they have a lot of guys that are trying to earn a contract. And the Nuggets are going to be locked into these games because they're going to sign one of these guys to a two-way contract, very likely. But here's my first prediction for Summer League. After Summer League is over, I am going to buy a lot of Deron Holmes stock
Yes.
because it'll be at a depressed value.
You think after Summer League?
I think after Summer League,
No.
not super depressed like he had a Pickett type Summer League. I just think Deron Holmes is going to make some threes, but he's not going to. He's probably going to play 2 games, which means he's probably going to take 4 threes a game. That's 8 threes. If he goes 4 of 8, that's great. If he goes 5 of 8, unbelievable. If he goes 2 of 8, 3 of 8, it's like
This happened to Christian Brown a little bit. Remember?
I think it's going to be a Christian
Offensively,
Brown.
it wasn't popping.
Yeah,
but
and I think he's going to play good defense. But he's not the type of guy that you give the ball and it's like, oh, fade away, blah blah. I just think he's going to have a fine summer league, and people will be like, I don't know. And then I am going to buy up all the stock because I love Deron Holmes. I just don't think summer league is his jam.
This is crazy. You're pre.
This is my prediction.
Yeah, you're pre-sliding and pumping him up.
That's exactly right.
You're doing a dump and pump,
depressing
an
the
early
market.
dump and pump. Dude, I think he's gonna be incredible. Like he was 3 for again in his Denver Nuggets career. He's shooting 100%.
Did you watch the show yesterday? You didn't, did you?
No,
Do you want to know what they said?
I did watch. Yeah,
Best shooter on the team.
I heard that, dude.
The best shooter.
Listen, I am all about internal development. I've seen what this man has done from a body composition standpoint.
Yeah.
He does look as though he is starting to make his leap from boy to man.
Yes.
Which is a very important part of.
Still has his boyish charm,
Still
though.
waiting for mine, but
Yeah, well, keep waiting.
yeah. They said late growth spurt. Is 32 viable?
I think they said you're going to have a gross spurt. If I don't
Oh, I misheard that. That explains a lot.
But I don't know, man. Like, I think he can. Here's what I've learned about Summer League is that if you're an NBA player and your name is not Zeke Naji, you should pop, regardless of what it looks like.
I don't know.
think that's true.
I think it's
You guys, oh, ye of little faiths.
it's not actually about that for me. I won't speak for Mr. Matas, but I think it's so unorganized. So I think sometimes the ways that players like Holmes, who's allegedly versatile and I think well coached coming from college, like that stuff isn't guaranteed to pop.
Oh, but remember how Bull looked? He looked like the greatest player on earth.
But that
What about
is
Nikola
more,
Jokic?
But I think Bull is more of a summer league guy. Like Bull is let me go between the legs.
We're
and
going
hit a
Hooper
crazy
versus
three.
basketball player.
That's it. I think sometimes Hoopers shine.
Yeah.
I think sometimes basketball players fade because it's
happen.
not organized enough. That's how I feel.
Could happen.
Jokic averaged 7 points, I
he is
believe, a
good.
game in his summer league.
Yeah, but he popped at the same point in time.
Okay, I'm just saying I don't know that people are going to come back and be like, that man is playing a bunch of minutes. But I'm going to say I think he will in the regular season. I think he'll grow into it. It'll just be a slow growth. And I don't know if Summer League is going to hit for him. But to your point, I do think he can get 8, 9, 10 threes up if he plays 2 games.
Yeah.
If he plays 3, maybe it's 13, 14, 15. And if he's a good enough shooter and just makes like 3 out of 5 of them, it'll be like, yeah, that's all you have to
Totally.
see.
Two
It
thumbs
watches
up.
everything else.
Yeah.
If he makes some defensive plays, because to me this is the best, and they play, by the way, Minnesota, who's going to have Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark, Tristan
man.
Newton, Leonard Miller. If you remember,
Rob
Leonard Miller put 30
Dillingham
of
is
them.
going to shoot so many
Yeah,
shots.
he probably is.
And I mean, they have a bunch of guys. They also have Terrence Hannon Jr. on their roster. There's no way they could play him. He was like good.
Are we going to power rank guys we're most excited for at Summer League?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Number 1, Deron Holmes.
I agree.
Number 2, Tamar Bates.
Yeah, same so far. Number 3 is also
Number 3,
automatic.
Hunter Tyson.
No, not for me.
Who's
I
another?
have almost zero excitement for Hunter
I
Tyson.
know.
Dude, are you leaving Rapid Man to dry right now?
No, number 4 is Spencer Jones, obviously. Number 4 is Spencer
ahead
Jones.
of what about you? Where are you at there?
I mean, those are the names. Can I give you a wild card? And I forgot to give you an anecdote from the day 1 scrimmage. Do you guys know much about Boo Booey?
No.
6'2",
Other than the greatest name.
6'2" guard, averaged 15 points per game at Northwestern. Shot 40% from the field, 35% from 3.
Get him up, Boo
Story
Booey.
time. In the first scrimmage, the coaches yelled one shot because it was a 1-possession game, 24 seconds left, and they had the ball. Boo Booey took a pull-up 3 with 11 seconds left. So
Hell yeah.
wild card kind of player is what I'm getting at. We may hear a lot from Boo Booey, whether that's the plan or not.
Well, but where do you stand on Rapid Man versus Hunter Tyson? Who are you more excited for?
Well, I am more excited to watch Spencer Jones play because I've
The mystery box?
it doesn't feel like Hunter Tyson's going to factor into the rotation. Having said that,
Poor Hunter Tyson.
would I
man.
rather the player who's already under contract show something?
yeah.
Maybe yeah. The funny thing is Hunter Tyson did pop in Summer League the
Yeah,
first time.
first
Yeah,
time.
dude.
First team all Summer League. I don't know if any level that he plays will sort of convince you that things have changed in this context.
No, for sure. But it's just like, I want to see him look good. That's just kind of it. Like, and this is a environment that he can look good. He's shown it to us before. He's looked actually great in Summer League. whether or not that translates, I just feel like people are just like resigned to the idea, like Hunter Tice. I mean, there's a lot of guys that people have given the final stamp of who they are to.
Sure.
And I think that Hunter Tyson falls under that banner a little bit. I'm excited to see the man shoot and make some shots. We haven't seen that in some time.
I'm more just, it's not that I don't think he can. It's just that I'm not that excited for it because I don't think it'll happen. I think Deron Holmes really can. Spencer Jones, his game's not sexy. I don't think so. It's like, oh, he really shut down those closeouts or whatever. I don't know. So we'll see. But Tamar Bates, I think people are going to like. So here's my second take. So Holmes right now will not, I think he'll be fine, but he'll be fine. He'll be good later on. I think Tamar Bates will be the star of the show. The guy can score, man. And you know what? I was watching tape on him last night, just trying to get a sense of his game. You guys are going to laugh because it's not a perfect comp 1-to-1, but you know who he kind of reminds me of? Jamal Murray.
Whoa.
He doesn't, I'm just saying that he scores at all three levels. Left side, right side, shot great from three from the left corner, left wing, right wing. Like he shot well from everywhere. Off the dribble pull up. They're not the same type of player. They are different, but they are the same in that they run pick and roll to get open shots and they can kind of cook in isolation. So he might be the star.
When Bates is off ball, he's certainly a threat. Like, don't leave him open in the corner. But there's a little bit of, NBA Jamal, sometimes you're like, bro, take that open three. But he wants to catch and survey a little bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe break a guy down, kind of see how they react as opposed to just quick trigger. Bates shoots, but Bates will also do that. Like, Bates will also come get the ball, and he wants to take you off the dribble as well. So it's like... But it's interesting for a guy you keep describing, we keep describing as a scorer and a shooter. It probably really needs to be reiterated how efficient he was. Yeah. Right? Like 50, 40, 90 basically at Mizzou in 2 years there. And so this was a guy who went after it and scored quite efficiently. I think his ability to read the floor, break down a defense in a team context leaves some to be desired for now. But this is a guy who absolutely could steal the show at Summer League.
I bet he has a 20-point game.
Yeah, I think he looks like the kind of guy that is going to really shine in Summer League. Just watching the limited amount of tape, I like the way that he moves. Like, he just looks like a guy to me. So I'm stoked. I can't wait.
And then my last prediction here, I think that Nuggets fans are going to really fall in love with some random guy on the roster.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm not sure which one.
Boo Buie.
Last year was kind of Trey Alexander. Nuggets fans really loved what he did.
True.
I think Boo Buie is a possibility. I think Curtis Jones is a possibility. Is it Keyshawn Johnson or Keontae Johnson?
Can I tell you the guy I'm most excited to watch who's not going to play?
Who?
Rain.
Oh, yeah, you're Tiny
Man
King
from Louisville.
Yeah, you're Tiny King.
You guys should see. We're talking Facu levels are shorter than everyone in the gym. However, again, got almost 10 threes up a game at Louisville, shot like 38%.
Yeah.
He's a flamethrower.
The Nuggets play the Milwaukee Bucks on the first game, which is tomorrow night. You guys want to know who's on that roster?
Giannis?
That'd be awesome.
Andre Jackson Jr., who played regular rotation minutes, although he would fall out of the rotation quite a bit, and is in year 3. So kind of an interesting thing. A guy in year 3 coming back to play in it. Hunter Tyson just was never in the rotation. Andre Jackson started games. He was in the rotation, but yet he is back. And then Keita Bates-Diop?
Bro.
Wait, what?
He was on there. Look this up.
Is the man
right. I was looking in Summer League?
Look this up. I'm asking you because I just looked it up as I was prepping for this.
I don't really understand what.
Could I be wrong on this? And I found an old.
I don't really understand
awesome.
what it is that you're able to do with the Summer League lineup, because we've seen Kenneth Faried play very recently.
You are correct. Keita Bates-Diop.
It's only players who are trying to get back into the league. And by the way, Manimal did try it. Did not work. I don't know if it's going to work for Keita.
I have to say, before I laugh, I honestly respect. These are basically minor league baseball players who haven't given up.
Yeah.
One day I'll get the call up again, or I'll get back to that level. And even if I'm the 11th man, I'm an NBA player, right? And it's like, remember, Luke Herringody just would not stop coming to Summer League and stuff like that. Or who's the other one?
Jack something. What was the big guy?
He looks a lot like him.
Jack Cooley?
I think Jack Cooley. Yes.
Yeah,
also
Jack
Notre
Cooley.
Dame. Yeah.
That's because he was every team wanted him because not everyone would have a big, and they're like, all right, we need a guy who knows how to rebound.
But sometimes, man, some guys really love hoop. Even more than the guys who are more talented than them, and they just don't want to let it go. And I respect it.
Keita Bates-Diop, anyway, will be our foe.
Although,
Holmes.
Shout out to him. He had a 10-year NBA career. For someone as good as him, that's really impressive. Keita Bates-Diop.
10 years?
10 years.
He's 29 years old.
Is he really that old?
Yeah, he got drafted in 2018.
That's incredible that he's playing.
That's terrifying.
Well, to be fair, Milwaukee's like looking for players.
I mean, look, I'm honestly not laughing at him for it, but I didn't realize it was 10 years.
And then Minnesota, as I mentioned, Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark, Tristan Newton, Leonard Miller, Terrence Shannon Jr., Amari Bailey. That's a lot of players, man. They kind of have a...
Sorry, I need to correct myself. It's not 10 years. It's 10 teams.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way.
Yeah, I was going to
say. 6 seasons, but it's 10 teams.
Still 6 is a lot, though. Sense, but yeah. All right. I think it'll be a good first 2 games. By the way, you just heard that last little bit there. Kata Bates Diapo matchup probably with Deron Holmes, and then Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark with Tamar Bates. That'll be a tough one. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, let's
not take a break just yet.
Oh,
let's
keep going.
Let's just talk about
maybe like 6 more seconds. Though. Don't stretch it too much.
I mean, the thing is that actually,
hey, that's a great point, Eric. Put a pin in it.
NBA
please.
Cup group play is all ready to go. We'll talk about it here in a second.
Put a pin in it, please. Big hot topic with NBA Cups is the flooring. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Empire Today, the goats and flooring.
Who told us they want nothing to do with being associated with those NBA Cup floors.
Not the color, at least. It's actually very important to them to make sure that the color you picked out matches in your space, in your home, with your furniture. They want to sort of bring the showroom to your home. They have a lot of different ways that sort of help you literally visualize what it would look like before you commit. And then again, you're talking to experts, not just people who are working the warehouse that day, people who work flooring every day. They live it, they breathe it, and they know that you need to get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, it's really convenient to schedule installation as soon as the next day, and a separate team of professional installers will come over and make sure it looks just as good as you visualize. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. That is a $350 discount with code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/DNVR for full details. And this is fun, Kel. It's like musical chairs, kind of. How about Raising Cane's summer road trip?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Next time you head out on a road trip and you have the old classic debate of where we should stop for food, don't listen to Dev, who's going to say Subway, as far as his draft would reflect. You don't want to go to Subway, unless Subway's paying me to change my mind. For now, I'm going to prop up Raising Cane's, the perfect place for a pit stop on a road trip. Order at raisingcanes.com or on the Cane's mobile app. Satisfy your chicken finger fix in a snap. At Raising Cane's, every chicken finger is hand battered, cooked to order. Every crinkle cut fry is crispy and perfectly salted. Every Texas toast is buttered to perfection. And every Cane sauce is made in restaurant each day, ready to be dipped. Are you hungry yet, Eric? Get your order today at Cane's. Keep the road trip going. Raising Cane's chicken fingers will enough.
A lot of people don't know this. When I was sick over this last week and I was unable to comfortably swallow, I subsisted off of just drinking cane sauce all the time.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm stronger.
And now you're better.
I'm stronger. I'm not better. I'm stronger. I'm better in that. I'm better than I ever was before.
I was right. Back here, let's talk about the NBA Cup, boys, because it's never too early to get excited for the Cup.
Dude.
We want the Cup.
We want the Cup.
We want the Cup.
People are always saying that.
I know.
Here.
People get excited for the season. I get excited for the in-season.
The in-season tournament. To be honest with you, I will say year one, it's like, all right, could this thing be cool? We'll find out. Year two is like, we'll see, whatever. I'm telling you, this year I officially am like, what is this thing?
Can I make an argument?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it partially because the Nuggets just really haven't been able to bring much luster to this?
I actually think it has one reason to it. It's the dumb court.
Yeah.
Man, you guys want to know something sad? Cam Johnson's best game of the year last year came on one of those courts.
So you were watching it like over and over.
Yeah,
this is the problem, dude.
That's what sucks is when you're like, damn it, these stupid highlights on that bright blue court.
This is why I get so mad about uniforms and novelty nonsense is that you never know when like an all-time thing will happen. Wearing a stupid uniform or a ridiculous
court, man. I'm telling you.
I know, and then I
hate every Jokic highlight that shows up on there. There's some good ones, and you're always like, oh.
Yeah, dude. You're like, oh, that didn't count. Like,
it doesn't count.
Worthless.
Cam Johnson's best game of the year last year was in the in-season tournament. I hate it. Let's look at the group play. Group A in the West, Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder.
That's no fun.
And then it drops off a little bit. The Suns, all right. Kings, whatever. Jazz, worst team in the NBA. I feel like this group is pretty tough. I mean, Wolves and Thunder?
Right off the bat, Western Conference appearances. That's a tough group.
And then Suns, spoiler, and then Kings and Jazz are
Yeah.
just like whatever.
Suns probably more likely to spoil their own deal, but
I think it's okay. You go to West B. Mavericks, all right, whatever. Clippers, very good. You weren't here for it yesterday, but Clippers, very
Yeah,
good.
we
I did. No,
went
I
over
heard,
it, yeah.
I heard
They're very good this year.
the annual Clipper
Yeah.
pump up.
Have you seen what they've done? Bolstered their roster.
I heard they might get Brad Beal.
They might get Bradley Beal. Lakers, Grizzlies, Pelicans. Just too many question mark teams there. You know, Mavs. By the way, I think I'm lowering my expectations on the Mavs. You see, Anthony Davis. Did you see he had a detached retina?
I mean, please. He has something on his body is unattached at all times and has been for his entire career. But let me just understand. So you're low on the Mavs and high on the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm up on the Clippers, man. Clippers are good. They made some
I
moves.
think the Clippers are really good.
They are,
I think
man.
the
They
Clippers
made some
will be
moves.
like once again among the best teams that don't win the title. I think they really will.
Yeah,
be
yeah.
right there.
No, they'll all be healthy. The
This
whole
group
year.
kind of sucks. Then you got the Lakers, who probably want this. This is like their Super Bowl here. Memphis, you never know. New Orleans, you definitely never know. But Group C, the group of death. Nuggets, Warriors,
Whoa.
Rockets,
Whoa.
Spurs,
Whoa.
and the bad team in the group, the Blazers.
Even the bad teams are good. This is the second year in a row where the Nuggets got a nasty draw against.
I think this is a tough one, man. This is a super tough in-season tournament group play.
I mean, with the Rockets are going to be formidable.
Same with the Warriors.
Are they? Are the Warriors going to be formidable?
I mean, they haven't made a single move.
They've not made a single move. They've gotten older. That's one move they
they
made.
did get older.
They were good, though, after the
They
trade.
lost Kevon Looney. They might get Al Horford.
Yeah, that's true. Al Horford would actually
But-
make them a lot better. I think they're good. think
I
they're
would
good.
pick Houston to take the group again, actually, because they took last year's, right?
Houston feels like the type of team that's going to win the in-season tournament.
Like, they'll care a lot about
And
it.
Udoka, just like they're in their like let's get after it every night kind of mode right now.
I think it's tough. I mean, honestly, all of the groups are tough because the West is tough. If you go to the East, there's some real jokesters. I mean, look over here. You got the Hornets, the Bulls, the Heat, who are like the most mediocre team ever. Giannis, and then you have the Knicks. There's no good teams in there. The Knicks, people will say, is a good team, but come on.
Well, I mean, by default, they are the good team in that group for sure.
Dude, if you go Hawks,
I love
Cavs,
it, dude.
Pacers, Toronto, Washington.
I love it. I love just being like, yeah, the Knicks suck. Clippers. I mean, it's moves.
The Clippers are good, man. I don't understand this thing you have about it because you think the Nuggets were good enough to win a title.
Yeah.
And they took the Nuggets to 7 games on the road, and Denver beat them at the buzzer on an air ball from Jokic that AG tipped in. So I just don't get it. Like, how can one be
Because they
that
had
great?
they
that
did
one
they did
is-
the best they could do last year.
I think the Clippers are a threat to like knock any of the contenders
They're
out.
it's just like they're always
I
there.
just don't think they're winning the title.
I don't think they're winning the title
All right,
either.
well,
but I think that they're tough in this group play. They
Yeah,
could win
probably.
the in-season title.
They have a
probably
very
right.
nice
You're probably
roster.
Actually, they probably have less chance of winning the in-season title. They take the regular season the least serious.
Eric,
of
let
every
me ask
team.
you this about the Clippers. They lost Norman Powell.
Yes, that
They
actually is
they
meaningful.
bolstered a lot of depth. They are almost certainly going to add Bradley Beal. Does the last part make you feel better or worse about the Clippers?
I just don't. I just know one of their important pieces is going to be injured for a
Might it
substantial
be
amount
Bradley
of time.
Beal?
Well, the regular season, sure.
Yeah.
But they might do the exact same thing they did this year.
I mean,
which was
listen,
just not try.
you're right. I mean, listen, they did make some deft moves as it turns out, but I just can't get over the hump with them. I just can't.
For good
believe in
reason. Here's what I'll say about them. I don't think they can win the title. I think it sucks if you get them in the first round. The Nuggets did get them in the
Yeah,
first round
I
and
would-
still won.
I would hate to get them in the first round again.
Yeah, because I think
agree.
by the third round they're down to just
There's so many good teams.
John
though.
Collins.
There's like one team that you're like, oh, good, we got them in the first round. Every other team in the Western Conference, like,
Man, I would
ew.
hope to avoid Minnesota, Oklahoma City. At this where things stand now, Minnesota, Oklahoma City,
Rockets.
Houston.
Give me the Lakers.
Might just be those three teams, and then the Clippers might be right after that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
man.
kind of weird. But the in-season tournament could be fun. I hope they get rid of these courts this year.
They won't. They absolutely won't.
Why? Nobody likes them, and Adam Silver's listening to what people say on Twitter.
They'll won't get rid of the courts in that they will have a specialty court. It
That's
will
fine.
be different.
That's fine.
But they changed it to two.
Put
like
the
it was-
in-season trophy at half court. Like, that's good enough.
They wouldn't even
no?
do that with the finals.
I know.
trophy.
That's why I think they might do it this year. But get rid of hot blue and
Yeah, but he's not. He's going to change it and replace it with like a supplemented court wrap of like Kobe.
yeah. Oh God, you're right. And then
So-
nobody can complain.
Or just the
about
whole
it.
court will just be say Emirates. Just be a huge Emirates logo.
Again, better as long as it looks like hardwood, so I'm just not glaringly obvious that that's what I'm watching.
Idea. They should play the in-season tournament in the sky.
Oh, I actually like that
On
a lot.
a big plane.
That's actually great. That's not a half-baked idea. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I think our enthusiasm for this year's in-season tournament will be lower than ever. It's a gimmick that gets us, like, confuses us into caring about it while it's happening, and the moments it's over.
Tell you what, if the Nuggets win the group, I'm gonna start caring.
No, it's so true. Like
Not like as much as the
arc of
playoffs,
my
but-
in-season tournament care. I actually, in the first year, I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm into this. And then the Nuggets lost. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You just moved on. You move on from it really, really quick. And remember, it disrupts the schedule. There's like 2 games in 2 weeks.
And it just like makes you laugh hysterically at the teams that are still in it. You're like, you idiots.
Yeah.
Even though you wish you were one of them.
Who won it last year?
The Pacers. Right? Or they were in the finals?
They were in the
Bucks.
finals. They lost.
The
to
Bucks.
the
The
Bucks.
Bucks won last
Yeah,
year.
Bucks Pacers. That's
Yeah,
right.
see, this
Dude,
is my point. No, it was last year.
Dude, the Pacers low-key had a pretty good year.
They were
Like, they
runners-up
lost-
twice.
Here's my point. If the Nuggets had won it, I'd have that answer for you right off the bat.
off the
buddy.
bat,
Right
yeah.
off the bat.
They'd make them hang it again, and they were like, "Oh gosh, dang it, this sucks."
Put it in the practicer, you know.
All right, we try to have a little bit of fun. We haven't snake drafted for a while, Kale, and because Jokic is set to make an extra $80 million
I'm
if he waits to
underprepared
extend
for
next
this.
year, an extra $80 million. I thought it would be fun for us to snake draft what we would
Whoa.
do if we were given an extra 80, not your first 80 million. Not like that's all you have to spend, so you got to like get everything. You had an extra 80 million.
Okay.
And that's like fun money.
Okay, cool. So I get the 1-1 overall pick. I would buy all of Panathinaikos.
They're more expensive than that.
They are, I think.
Well, let's see here. They're the reported $25 million asking price the last time the club was previous for sale.
What was that,
50 million?
1991?
I would buy the whole thing and then I would shutter it.
Eric would buy Panathinaikos. That's actually a great
They're
answer.
gonna love this on the internet.
Right? Oh, yeah. I will say this. My heart softened last night just a little bit. And there's no reason. Here's the thing. There's hooligans in every culture, right? There's the worst of them. And that must be who we're dealing with. That must not be representative of all of them. I was thinking it would be cool if Valanciunas comes here for a year, wins it, then he goes there and he can win one over there
Totally.
next year.
I'm absolutely fine
You know
with
what I
that.
mean? But there's also a part of me that goes, I don't know. These guys.
In the meantime, these guys that that are threatening to R Adam online.
In detail.
Yeah, I would show up for the first game and I would grab the microphone and be like, "Everyone has to leave. This club is over."
I will tell you, I'm going back and forth between rooting for that. Val gets one here, goes over there, gets one, and I'm rooting for also becoming an Olympiacos fan. So I can't tell which is. I have never watched a game. Drew Nicholas used to play for Panathinaikos. Shout out to him. Won 2 titles with them.
Are you guys ready for the
Obradovic,
most
my
panned
guy.
pick of the draft? Everyone's going to hate this. Adam in particular is going to hate this.
Oh, no.
Can you write donate it and put an exclamation
my
at the
God.
end?
Well, first
dude.
of all, this is
To
how
the
you know.
human fund?
This is how I was going to say. This is how you know it's not real. He didn't even say what he would donate it to.
I
Just
know.
donate.
Oh, you want
I
me to
would
just
donate-
pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not prepared. I haven't mapped out the app.
There's nothing near and dear your heart that you could just call to. It's just a general
I would
donation.
get Peter Singer on the line
was
and like-minded
prepared.
people.
Peter Singer.
And I would try to find out the most utility. The most utility.
Okay.
All right. Wow. What a good
wow.
person, man.
Wow.
I can't believe it. Donate.
Yeah, I would donate it.
I would save lives.
Good answer.
Save lives. No,
answer.
Kale, I'm kidding. I would not.
I would listen.
I instead am going to go luxury vacation property.
Yeah! Let's go,
Luxury
let's go, let's
vacation
go.
property. I'm a homebody. I like to be at homes.
More people are going to vote for that. Also on my list, by the way.
I think I'm trying to think of where it'd be. Somewhere in the mountains. Probably a nothing place, Not even like,
yeah.
I'm not going to Vail where there's other people.
live
Luxury
in-
cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
That was on my list.
All these acres.
Dang.
And then like a full-time guard.
I
So
should have known
nobody
Adam
steps
wasn't
on
going
my
to take
yard.
donate it in the first round.
Kale would buy a year's full of gasoline to huff.
No, I'm gonna go with a private chef.
Private chef.
$80 million? All
That's my first of my 5 things.
it's an $80 million private chef. Or are you buying him for life?
I'm just using
Like a
that $80 million
slave.
to never have not a gourmet meal again.
How much is a private chef?
Probably 80 million.
A private chef cooking every meal? That can't be more than like 150,000?
Well, I mean,
200,000?
is this
Is Gordon Ramsay?
I don't think we're saying like every transaction has to cost the full 80 mil, right?
Yeah, that's not. I can't literally.
Oh,
conceive of
he
that.
actually meant donate like 10,000,
Yeah.
10,000
Yeah, I was
of
gonna say
it.
like 20 mil of it. Yeah, maybe
10,000
20. Yeah, maybe 20 of it.
Really work it around the tax season to get it.
All right, and then
Well, that's essential.
my second purchase would be a large swath of land in Montana or Wyoming.
All right, so like luxury vacation property. I think Montana, though, would be a good one. It just take too long to get there.
Not if you're already there.
Well, hold on. Don't stop the presses.
Because you're going to get a private jet. Great.
I'm going to get a private island.
Oh.
Private island.
Is there a flight log or a client list involved in this island?
You know what? Only secretly can people go to this.
Sure.
Private island, man. You know how cool it would be to have an island?
Very rough topically, I would fall back from
Why
this
do you
one.
say that?
Just because of the
Just private islands currently in the headlines.
Nobody was, but it was because nothing happened.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a rumor, but
Yeah,
nothing.
you're right. In the clear.
Yeah, I was
Fire
going to
Island.
say, man, do you guys not read the news?
I would help finance a filmmaker's dream project.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
man, I had that on my.
Look at that.
So I love that. He wouldn't make a movie. You
I
would
can't
help,
make a movie.
But I'm saying neither does the people that fund the movies. But they say I made a movie.
Well,
So you're doing this as a charity.
you can say executive produce if you want.
There you go. So you would make a movie.
It'd be more about like, Denis, what's the #1 movie you've always wanted to make? How close are you? I'll give you $80 million.
There you go. I think I had this one on. I thought I was gonna be sneaky.
I've got one.
Yeah.
I would extend Nikola Jokic.
Not even close to enough. Not even close
It is
to
for that
enough.
time. Yes, I would extend Nikola Jokic is what I would do.
Okay.
If I had an additional
Guys,
80
we
million.
can't let him pick this.
Why?
You literally don't have enough money to do
$80
it.
million is not enough money to do this.
That's the extension. That's what he's working. That's what he's waiting
No,
for
the
next year.
extension's
Do you think
this
he's
is
making
just-
more or less of that from 361?
Way less.
So that could be your thing. What
That's
if you
right.
started a shoe company?
That's just.
I got you, man.
I would start. Yeah, I would start my own brand. I would start my own company. I would crush DNVR. It would be it would be a rival company.
Would you call it Lion Sports?
Yeah, I would call it Simeon Sports, and I would start my own brand.
Your own brand.
Yeah,
what does it do? It's versatile brand.
It donates profits.
They're accusing Fives is accusing D-Line of pandering. My first pick was donate it. So I think I'm probably although no one's going to vote for that, so joke's on me.
Wait, what? My second pick was extend Jokic. My third pick was
We're
start
not
my own
letting
brand.
that. We're not letting that
Well,
be a
who the
thing.
hell are you, Kale? Put it up there. What are you talking about?
You would need
You do not have enough
$350
money.
million.
For that extra year.
Oh, he would just donate to. He would
1
tell
year.
he would tell the
Yes.
Cronkies, you know what? You do the first 4. I got the last
That's
one.
what this $80 million is based on.
That's what I do like that. That is what it is. You got an extra 80.
That's what it's based on. Kale.
A very extensive skydiving expedition with Tom Cruise.
Oh, I wonder if he'd do it.
The money's right.
That's what I'm saying. 80. Like, would he be like, yeah, man?
I think Tom would do this shit for free. So I'm just making sure I get in the door.
I like it. That's as problematic as my private island.
It really is. It really is, by the way. You're like
But he's
halfway
so
through the
charming.
fall. Tell me about Scientology.
I'm gonna go with the obvious one here. Did you guys see Magic Johnson on his yacht last week?
Yeah.
That guy looks like he has a great life. I'm going yacht. I don't even particularly want a yacht, but if it's an extra 80 million, I feel like that's
Are you
one of
not
the few
afraid
things.
of the leftist orca whales that are downing yachts all over
Dude,
the
I think
world?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
The whales attacking
Yeah,
boats is
yeah.
what whale behavior or orca behavior is so fascinating. By the way, a couple weeks I'm going to see him. I'm going to
Orcas?
Washington, yeah, to go see some orcas.
bring
Very
your
excited
yacht.
about it. Kale, can you pull up this for Tillman Fertitta's yacht? He has. Have you guys seen this one?
Sure.
He has a yacht for his yacht.
Oh, man.
His yacht has a yacht in it because he has one yacht that is like 70 million and it's enormous. But then he has a second yacht that follows behind to carry all of his toys, which includes a submarine.
I hate that.
He has a whole yacht that is just full of jet skis and boats and parasails and helicopters and anything. Do you have it? Fertitta double yacht.
Kale's also up.
All right.
I have the main yacht. I cannot find a picture of the second
Oh,
smaller
there's a
yacht.
supplementary yacht.
Supplementary yacht. It's pretty dope, man. All right, who's up? Oh yeah, his called the
I'm
Hodor.
gonna. Can I buy a private ski resort?
Yes, that's a great one.
I mean, that'd be a little one, right? Like that'd be like a sunshine, like a Sun Valley or something.
Yeah, I just want somewhere to go where I don't have to deal with crowds ever again.
Yeah, look at this thing, man. This is the yacht.
That's a great pick.
This is the yacht he tows
really good
behind
pick.
his yacht that has.
Do you think that's enough, by the way? How much do you think it costs to construct a private ski resort?
I have no
A
idea.
small one, because you're not. Yeah, you're not
I'm
gonna. You're not
saying
getting a
small.
Breckenridge.
I'm not
Right.
making Breckenridge.
Right.
If you could, though, in theory, build your own ski resort, what like how many runs does it have for 80 million? Like, are you just getting one great run?
I'm doing one easy run to get down so I can have friends over, and then I'm doing like 10 double black crazy stuff. However,
Really?
I've always wanted. Yeah.
Man, Kale would die on his mountain almost immediately. Solo black diamonds. That'd be tough.
And then my next pick, I can't believe it's still on the board. I'm just going private jet.
Man, that was gonna be my next one. I waited too long. I'm out of things to spend money on.
Damn, just that quick, huh?
Well, 80 million. I would say because I wanted to do a movie. I wanted to make a movie. A chain of restaurants, maybe.
Oh, so sick.
You know what I mean? Like he got a private chef, but I would maybe be like, you know
Adam's
what?
Deli.
Oh man, Adam's Deli with this. This would be Mexican food, but there's a salad bar as well. You could also order steak if you want.
Okay.
Seafood.
That sounds sick.
Best nachos you've ever had.
I'm surprised you didn't say it was just going to be a baked potato bar in 50
Oh, there
different
is a baked
states.
potato bar, dude. Just like Bonanza used to have. You could put literally as much
Alright.
stuff as you want.
I'm going to go with. So it wouldn't be enough. So I would have to put together an ownership group bid for the Rockies.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, you're a very small minority owner there. It's crazy to think
They're
an
worth
extra 80
one.
million.
They're worth 1.4. So
Yeah.
I would be a very, very small minority owner.
That'd be
Wait,
so
actually,
dope,
I got to
though.
take this off the board. It's not enough. I don't think I would even
I
have
don't-
enough.
you don't even
say.
get a vote.
I didn't even
Yeah.
get a vote. Man, this is tragic. What's happening to the Rockies? Okay, I would build a very, very, very cool personal theater and pool. That wouldn't even get me close to
Ball
80.
pit.
Yeah, ball pit. Yes.
Yeah,
Reclining chairs.
the exact bowling alley
Does
from
the-
There Will Be
is-
Blood.
Does the theater have a pool in it? Like, is there a screen?
Oh, well, I don't know if that's actually cool. Can you imagine watching a movie while
like
sitting in the pool? I
stadium
don't know.
swim, but your own personal for just
yeah,
fun
yeah, like a
cinema.
personal stadium swim. Yeah, I could get behind that for sure.
All right. I would, like so many inspirational people before us recently, I would go to space. Like Katy Perry.
Like Katy, can you put like Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Can you go to space?
I
like
would go to
Katy Perry?
space.
Would you really?
Yeah, I would go to space. And then my final pick that is
you
what
have
I would
enough?
actually do is that I would disappear. You'd
Oh,
never hear from me
yeah.
again. That'd be the
Fake,
end.
fake his death. That's perfect.
I wouldn't fake my death. I would just disappear, dude. You'd never hear from me again.
You think you would?
Yeah.
Never be seen from again.
Yeah, tens of millions for orbital trips, it looks like, according to
Tens of millions?
my 30-second internet research.
That's
So,
crazy
yeah,
that we're trying to stretch what we could spend it on, and that one has actually
not
what
enough.
it costs.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have a good one. Oh, practice facility. I'll build a Nuggets practice
dang
facility.
it, that was my last
I know, you
one.
shouldn't have said it out loud before the show.
But like, why? What would you do with the practice? Just it exists.
No, they
You,
can use it.
you yourself. I know, but like, how does that be? Just the knowing that they have it.
Yeah,
makes you
just
feel
knowing
good?
that they have a new one.
You just show up and practice on your own time.
Yeah.
You could rent it to them.
Again, money's not a problem for me in this scenario. This is strictly about things that would
Well, you only
improve-
have the 180 million. So after you build that, you have nothing left.
That's fine. Again, I donated most of this.
Dude, to be honest with you, this kind of is a great exercise because none of this stuff is like, this is like a kid spending money.
We're coming nowhere close to $80 million.
That's what I'm
each.
saying.
That's how much money
this shows
is.
you how ridiculous the amounts of money are that we can't even spend it, and we're buying stuff we don't even want. I'm going to add underground bunker. Do I want one?
And
No.
yet, Adam, not even close to enough to
even
buy
close.
a team.
Yeah,
by the
not
way.
even close.
That's what levels we're talking about.
Except for
Underground
Panathinaikos.
bunker. I'm buying it just to feel safe. It's going to be very luxurious because I have nothing else to spend it on. I'm already out of all the things I've wanted.
God, I am going to lose this draft.
All right.
There's only one thing on there I truly wanted. Luxury vacation property. That'd be great. Are you kidding me? Go up to the cabin with the fellas?
Hey!
Speaking of, my final pick is an all-expensive trip paid for the fellas.
Ah, Kale wins. Everybody vote for Kale. The truth is, it is so funny thinking about this, that Jokic, this is an extra $80 million to him. It's absurd how much money this is when you really add it all up. The guy has so much. What could he spend literally every day of this next
Well,
contract?
I mean, like what he would be spending is the next 100 years of his family's life.
Yeah. Where
Building generational wealth, owning things that
Oh,
increase
yeah,
in
and he would
value.
own Sombor.
his family can live in Serbia forever on their own terms, which not every Serbian family can. But yeah, I eventually, I mean, how much does Djokovic? Do tennis players make a lot of money? What do you know about that?
They do if they win, and he wins.
He
and
does win a lot.
He's won a lot, and
Djokovic
he's
net
recently
worth.
moved to Greece.
Oh, has he?
Yes,
Oh, then I hate him.
I know.
Yeah.
Is he a Panathinaikos fan?
Yeah, great.
Oh, his net worth is like 240 apparently.
That's a lot of money. I mean, it's not Jokic money.
That's on my point being Jokic is well on his way to being as wealthy as anyone with influence in that country. So
I can't imagine that kind of money. It's like it's kind of laughable to think about.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I get.
I don't judge it or anything. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just like, it's funny that we can't even fantasize about how to spend it. We got any super chats?
Just one today.
Well, then we're going to have to fill some time here.
Amin, Bennett could have worked it better to stop the rumors. I thought Bennett framed it fairly.
I mean, yeah, but this is, I mean, truly, like, this was the least surprising news to me, just to recap. Like, I wasn't at all shocked. I just really knew, like, Josh Kroenke said, basically, like, I'm going to sit with him and explain to him what it means to sign this year versus next. He basically said we don't expect him to sign, so it would be weird to me if he did sign. To me, it would be like, well, he's going to retire earlier, you know, like...
What if he signs the contract and announces it'll be his last one? So there's an actual ticking clock, but it's 5 years.
You know, I kind of like that. Also, honestly, I mean, I don't like that, but I kind of like the idea that
That's
it's just
kinda
like
be
you
like-
kind of know.
Eric,
know.
you're gonna die
Yeah.
at 71. It's like long enough away that you're like, but it also
Yeah,
it
you
makes
pre-
it feel like the clock ticks.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you prep accordingly.
I'll be honest, 5 more years, good years. And
So
I'm-
it would be 6 because this plus 5 more.
yeah. And I kind of meant in my life, and that's fine.
I know. What's the difference?
Well, you don't want to die for Yoke's done.
Actually,
No, but I'm
kinda
saying
do.
if I know
suck.
the exact length, I kind of know when to stop expecting happiness.
I know. Like, I actually kind of want to leave before Jokic retires.
Really?
Like, I want to leave Earth. Before he
You want to be
retires.
kind of be
Like,
done.
I just want to have
to
it,
space.
or just to disappear.
Oh,
as
yeah,
a-
or to disappear.
Kale, can you pull up that horse fun fact someone just chatted? The most expensive horse ever sold is generally considered to be Fusciati Pegasus.
a
And
thoroughbred.
I can't read that.
70
from there if
million.
I got that. A thoroughbred horse who was sold for 70 million in 2000.
Wow. Okay. Well, so I guess that's not that much. If you're
It's
in-
like it's literally one horse. A
God
horse.
damn. That's crazy, and that's a horse we've never even heard of. It's not even like Seabiscuit or something.
What other ones do you have? How many horses are there that are iconic horses?
Well, do you
There's
remember,
one other one.
Do you remember that this year in the Kentucky Derby, every horse was a progeny of Seabiscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Genghis Khan of.
They just really.
No, it wasn't Seabiscuit. It was Secretariat.
Secretariat.
Oh,
That's what I was like. I was like, there's
Yeah,
another one. I can't think of it. It was
Secretariat,
Secretariat. I can name 2 horses. Actually, 3. Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher.
Man,
Didn't
we've
he have a
kind of
bunch
fallen off.
Didn't he have a
of
bunch of?
Marguerite. What was it?
Yeah,
Bella
he had a bu-
Marguerite.
He had a bunch of Lord of the
Amy
Rings
Del
sounding ones
Duomo?
too. Yeah,
Amy Del
Duomo.
Duomo is actually the best.
Dude, Amy. I like a horse with a first, middle, and last
Yeah,
name.
Amy Del Duomo.
In
Duomo.
1919, the horse that won the Triple Crown was named Sir Barton.
Whoa,
Sir Barton?
Will.
Sir Barton. Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, by the way, some news. Will Barton, maybe I can announce this, maybe I can't, might be around a little bit.
What?
Will Barton might be around a little bit.
In what?
On official capacity. Like, you know, in Summer League, everybody kind of comes through, and it's
Oh,
almost
I
like
see
this
what
or that.
you're-
So maybe bump into Will Barton at Summer
Wow,
League.
what an
That'd be pretty
announcement!
cool.
Maybe.
Does Will know that?
Just, I thought that was you don't think that's a tidbit?
It's a fun tidbit.
Is that not a tidbit? Yeah, that's a
I
tidbit.
can't tell if
It's
it's
a
a
tidbit.
is it a tease or a tidbit.
I'm telling you, this is a thing that's happening.
All right. I'm locked in for
Bros,
that.
I got to tell you,
potentially
I am
happen.
very, very, very excited for Summer League. It's truly my favorite time of the non-season. I get so excited about I just love being like cosplaying as like a gym rat for a week, you know, and just like sitting in a grimy, you know, stands and scouting and
yeah.
trying to pick out and be like, oh, that guy, no chance,
with
no
a little
chance.
with a little
That guy.
Vegas stank on you.
Yeah, and then
dude.
you get to watch like the interpersonal dealings of like Nuggets people, like Will Malone come out and like
Man, last year was an all-timer.
yeah, like you kind of see like, oh, they're, you know, we watched the coaches watch the players. We were able to sort of gauge their reaction to what they were seeing on the court. It's big fun. I can't wait. And it's also fun to just kind of see the NBA descend on Las Vegas, and just as we always talk about, or at least I always do, like seeing the most absurd combination of people that you've never even thought about before. Where you're like Isaiah Thomas, Kendrick Perkins, and David Thompson are like all hanging out. And you're like, what?
It's the best, man.
It is the best.
I'm very excited for it as well. And guess what? It's tomorrow. All right, everybody, hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you then.
We all silly like the mayor.